Jai Hind to all. I am Millie Shrivastava from IT Department, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. And today I am going to discuss about round robin CPU scheduling algorithm, which is one of the most important and useful in CPU scheduling algorithm and not for CPU ideal situation. So, what is round robin and how it works? So, basically, round robin scheduling algorithms is designed especially for time sharing system. There is given some time stamp like 2 millisecond, 4 millisecond, 3 millisecond, whatever. And after just like FCFS only, preemption is added to switch between processes. So I already explained in FCFS what is preemption and non-preemptive condition. So we say that round robin is a preemptive scheduling algorithm also, in which there is some time stamp given to each processes to proceed and execute. Now, in round robin, basically one or two things happen. Basically, the process may have a CPU burst of less than one time quantum, and CPU burst of the currently running process is longer than one time quantum. And if their end process is ready in the ready queue, basically, and the time quantum is q, so whatever we need to require, then each process gets 1 upon n of the CPU time in chunks at the most of q time unit at once. No process wait more than n minus 1 q times unit. Suppose we already insert that in any question there is there is some time quantum limit, that is 2 millisecond or 2 unit of time. So each and every process will get executed only 2 millisecond, and after that it will goes back into the ready queue. Now let's we take one example. Suppose we take one example like and there is given some time quantum, that is 2 unit of time. Time quantum is 2 unit of time. So first of all, I need to explain that the round robin algorithm is based, what will be the criteria of round robin? The criteria of round robin, it is time quantum, and what is the mode? I already told that this is example of preemptive algorithm. So now we take four processes P1, P2, P3 and P4. Now what will be the arrival time of these processes? Suppose 0, 1, 2, 4. These are arrival times of this algorithm. Now, what will be the burst time? 2, 4, 3, 8. This is the burst time. Let us take, this is some burst time of this algorithm. Now, first of all, we create a ready queue, and after that we explain the running queue. So according to the algorithm, first of all, at 0 unit of time, which process is arrived? Process P1 arrived at 0 unit of time. And what will be the burst time of P1? That is 2. So 2 unit of time. P1 takes 2 unit of time to get to be get executed. So after, now we see that at 2 unit of time, or because time quantum of each and every process is 2 unit of time. So we see that we check that at 2 unit of time, is there any process to be to get executed? Yes, P1 at 2 unit of time, P2 and P3 both are arrived in ready queue. Now we take after that at 2 unit of time we take process P2, and what will be the burst time of P2? That is 4. So but we take only 2 unit of time because of primitive situation and time quantum of any process. It is already defined that any process is will be executed only 2 unit of time. So P2 arrived only 2 unit of time, that is it will get 2, and after that it remain 2 unit of time. And when we discuss that how many process will get arrived in the 4 unit of time, that is process P4 also arrived in ready queue at 4 unit of time. Now P2 is also remaining, so remaining part of P2 which not get the CPU because of time quantum or primitive situation, it will or goes back in the ready queue. Now after P2 we take P3. P3 executed 2 unit of time and remaining 1 unit of time. So it will also 6 and P3 remaining, and at moment of time 6 there is no any process which get executed in ready queue. So we take P3 1 unit of time at ready queue. Now after that we take P4, and P4 will be executed at 2 unit of time and it will take 18. And after that P4 it's remaining and it's will also go back to the ready queue. And after that P4 we take P2. P2 also 2 unit of time and it will complete it. So P2 also executed and it will take 2 unit of time. So this will be 10 unit of time. After that, no any unit time or process remaining in P2, so it will not goes back to the ready queue. Now after that we take P3. P3 requires only 1 unit of time, so we take P3 and it will get 11, and this will also complete and executed for finally terminated this process. Now after that we take P4. P4 also get 2 unit of time of to CPU, and it will take 13. Its completion time here, its completion time is 13, and after 2 unit of time it will go back to the ready queue, 4 unit of time, and after that it will take 4. So this will be 17 unit of time. After that it will also go back to the ready queue, and now it will take only 4 unit of time. Now also get executed at 2 unit of time, that is P4, and now its completion time is here is 19, but it's remaining 2 unit of time also. So P4 also get back to the ready queue, and after that we take P4 and it will goes to the 0, and finally P4 completion time of P4 is 21. So this is main basic term in round robin algorithm. So how it proceed? So what will be the completion time of P4? That is 24. And what will be the completion time of P3? That is 11. And what will be the completion of P2? That is 10. And what will be the completion time of P1? That is 2. So this is the completion time of all the algorithm. And what will be the waiting time of P1? P1's waiting time is 0. P2 waiting time is 8. P3 waiting time is 10. And the P4 waiting time is 11. So this will be the 19. This will be the waiting time of process P1, P2, P3 and P4. Now, what will be the average waiting time of this algorithm? So, average waiting time 0 plus 8 plus 10 plus 19 upon 5. This will be the average waiting time of this particular question. Now, Now we will take another example of round robin algorithm. There are some process P1, P2, P3 and P4. Burst time of these processes is 53, 17, 68 and 24. So this will be the Gantt chart for these process. So first of all, at 0 unit of time, there is no process there is no any process which arrived in ready queue. So at minimum time being is P2. That is at 17 moment unit of time, process P2 has been arrived. So at the time of 0 to at the time of at the time of 0 to 17, CPU will be in ideal situation. Now, what will be the, if we take arrival time of this process is 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever we need to require. So, all the process has been arrived at unit of time, so particular 2 or 3, whatever. Now, what will be the time slice, or we can say that time quantum is to 0. So P1 also proceed, or P2 also proceed at 20 unit of time only. So this is the condition of round robin algorithm. Now, so basically, when we talk about this question, there is three process P1, P2, P3, and what will be the arrival time of these processes? That is 0, 1 and 2, and the burst time of these processes are 8, 4 and 2. So first of all, we need to create a ready queue, and after that, next is running queue. So at 0 unit of time, process P1 has been arrived in ready queue, and P1 arrived. And what will be the time quantum when we take 2 unit of time, 2 unit of time quantum of this process. So now P1 gets arrived in 2 unit of time, and it will take 6 unit of time to get back. So 0 to 2, that is 2 unit of time, process P1 has been arrived. So 2 unit of time, after that we see that at 2 unit of time, is there any process which arrived in ready queue? Yes, process P3 has been arrived in ready queue, and P1 also remaining. So we put P1 in that part. Now we take, after P1 we take P3. So P3 need to take 2 unit of time only. So it completed his process, and it will take 4 unit of time. So after that P3, we check that is there any process which arrived at ready queue? Yes, process P2 also arrived at unit of time as 1, 2. Both processes are arrived at 1 unit of time. Now, Robin. So there is 3 processes, P1, P2 and P3, and arrival time of these processes is 0, 1 and 2, and the burst time of these processes 8, 4 and 2. So how we proceed this algorithm? First of all, we need to create a ready queue, and after that we need to create a running queue. So in ready queue, first of all, process P1 has been arrived at 0 unit of time. So process P1 has been arrived at 0 unit of time, and what will be the burst time of this process? That is 8. But time quantum is equals to 2 milliseconds. So we take only 2 unit of time of this particular process, and after that it will get back to the ready queue. Now, after that P2 arrives or completes at 2 unit of time, it will 2, and the 2 unit of time, there is 2 more process, that is P2 and P3, both are arrived in ready queue also. Now P1 is also not get completed, so P1 is also get back to the ready queue. After that we take P2, and P2 it take for 2 unit of time, so it remains 2 unit of time, 4. So when we check that at particular 4 unit of time is their process which will arrived in ready queue, no, there is no any process which arrived in 4 unit of time in the ready queue. So now we take get back that process P2 into the ready queue. After that, we take process P3 and it also take 2 unit of time. So it get completed also. So we take when P3 6 unit of time and it will not get back to the ready queue because it will completed. Now after that P3 we take P1, that is also 2 unit of time. It remains 4 unit of time. Now here 8 unit of time and after that P1 also get back to the ready queue. Now after that we take P2 which will already requires 2 unit of time and after 2 unit of time it will get executed. So this will included 10 unit of time and after that we take P1, that is also but there is only P1 pending, so we take total process. So this is 14. Now this is the complete process of round robin, ready queue and running queue. And what will be the completion time of P1, that is 14. Completion time of P1 14, P2 is 10, P3 is 6 and P1 is 2. And the waiting time of P1 is 10, P2 8, P3 4 and the P4, sorry, P3. So average, so what will be the average waiting time of this algorithm? So 10 plus 8 plus 4 upon 3. This will the average waiting time of these processes which we need to accumulate or required. Now so this is all about round robin, and there is some terminology of context switching. What is the context switching on the performance of round robin? Whenever in the example numerical part, whenever any process, if any process get not completed, then it goes back to the ready queue, and that switching of time is known as context switching. So context switching time is approximately 10% of the time quantum, that about 10% of the CPU time will be spent in context switching. In practice, most modern systems have time quantum ranging from 10 to 100 millisecond, and this time basically required for a context switch is typically less than 10 microseconds. Now, thus the context switching time is a small fraction of the time quantum which is basically used in particular process, and it is already given in any question, in any problem. Now, this graphical representation which we use in sometimes future predictions or whatever we require. So basically, turnaround time also depends on the size of the time quantum, and the average turnaround time of a set of process does not necessarily improves as the time quantum size increases. Although the time quantum should be large compared with the context switch time, it should not be too large, or if the time quantum is too large, round robin scheduling degenerates to an FCFS policy. The rule of thumb is that 80% of the CPU burst should be shorter than the time quantum.